welcome back to my channel. So today for you guys I have a Dollar Tree DIY shelf that also holds coffee mugs. This is secure on the wall. It's not going to fall apart on you. Last year around June I created a $5 Dollar Tree shelf, and after I made that I really wanted to do one that held mugs. It took a while to do just because if you watch my channel from starting last June I moved and then it's been crazy ever since. My morning sickness is getting better though, so I just really wanted to try to get my creative juices flowing again, and I feel like last year I did a really good job of creating things I hadn't seen done before. I still want to recreate some of the stuff that I did in hopes that I can then get inspired to do something else I haven't done before. So like this ladder, I really want to recreate another ladder using Dollar Tree products. I'm so proud of that ladder. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Let's see if we can get this video to 5,000 thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and click the bell button so you're notified every single time that I upload. I do lots of Dollar Tree DIYs, so if you're into that type of stuff, make sure you subscribe. Anyways, with that being said, let's begin the video.
For the shelf, I am going to be using these wood plaques from Dollar Tree. Now you can either use 2 or 3 of them. Kind of depends on how you end up using the brackets to hold this. I'm going to be using 2 to show you how to paint them, but in all actuality, I use 3. Also, if you cannot find these, go to a hardware store, get wood. It's the same price as getting 3 of these from Dollar Tree, and you'll get like a bigger piece and can make multiple shelves. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can use wood glue to attach all of your wooden pieces together, and it's going to work perfectly fine for this. The footage you just saw, I was pretending to add wood glue. In all actuality, I used a staple gun. I got it for under $20 at Walmart. I love this thing. And the only reason I'm using the staple gun is for video purposes. I wanted to film this in one day. I didn't want to have to wait for the wood glue to completely dry. So if you don't want to use wood glue, get a staple gun. It's quick, it's easy, and it's really awesome to have. Wood glue though works just as well for something like this. I mainly added a bunch of staples to the bottom of my shelf. So the bottom of my shelf is where the wording was. And then I just added a couple to the ends on what the top of my shelf was. And you can see now it can't be bent open at all. Now I'm going to paint this to look like wood. So I'm using this apple barrel nutmeg brown paint and some paintbrushes from Dollar Tree. So to give it the wood grain, you want to use your paintbrush dry. Do not wet it at all. And what you do is you dip the paintbrush into some paint and you kind of remove most of the paint from the brush. So it's almost like you're applying the brush with barely any paint. And then you just go up and down in a wood grain type of manner. And then you'll see that the bristles of the brush just kind of make small little lines that make it look like a wood grain. And you repeat this till you get the whole look that you like. Don't forget to paint the sides and the edges of your wood. And now I'm going to be using a deeper brown color. It is called Coffee Bean. This one I got from Hobby Lobby, but you know what, you don't have to use this color if you don't want to. You just want a brown color that's deeper than the initial brown color that you used. And again, I take the same paintbrush, don't use a lot of paint, and go up and down with it to get the wood grain look. And you want to use different tones to make it look more like wood. Like when you use a stain, yeah, you're just using one color, but because of the natural grain that's already in wood, the stain takes better in some areas, and so it looks deeper or it looks a little bit darker. So that's what you kind of want to mimic with this. If you're using an actual piece of wood, obviously you don't have to use paint. If you don't want to, you can use a wood stain. And if you want to use acrylic paint, just water it down a bit and then use that to stain the wood. I used one more color of brown, and this one was the darkest of all of them, and I just added a few strokes of that to this, and it was called Burnt Umber from Apple Barrel, if you're wondering. So just kind of use 3 different tones of brown. You might want to have something that's a little bit light just in case you made a mistake and some areas are just too dark. But hey, it looks really good. So the next thing I'm using is a toilet plunger, and I'm taking the stick from the toilet plunger. This is actually real wood, so you can stain this if you want to. So what I did is I used some watered down acrylic paint, the first color that I used on the little pieces of wood from Dollar Tree, and I just kind of stain it with that color. Then I took my paintbrush in the burnt umber color and added some wood grain streaks with that. I wanted to blend that stick in with the shelf because this stick is unfinished wood, so there's already wood grains that you can see in it, but I wanted it to blend in better with the shelf that I painted. So that's why I went ahead and created some wood grain looking strokes with my paintbrush. Okay, So I wanted this to have hooks to hold mugs. So you're not going to be able to find hooks at Dollar Tree other than their gigantic S hooks. So just go to a hardware store. I got this pack of 4 for $1.19 at Menards. But afterward I realized, oh man, these aren't going to work. The handle on my coffee mugs are too big for these hooks. So I did have another pack that I had purchased for the same price, but it only came with 2 and it was bigger, and that worked better. So just make sure the hooks that you buy are going to be able to hold the handle of your mugs. So I ended up using the 2 bigger ones that I had and 1 of the smaller ones. So I take a measuring tape and I mark out where I want to put the hooks in place. I'm going to show you what to do if you don't have power tools. The hooks have a screw at the end of them. You take that hook and you just start twisting back and forth with the screw in the wood until you get a grip in that wood, and then you just twist it in. If you want more mugs to be hanging from this, you can always get a dowel, a thicker dowel, so like a round piece of wood from Walmart, a long piece for like $3, and then you can have more cups hanging. I'm showing you this with Dollar Tree products, but there are so many options out there for like the same price you're going to pay for something at Dollar Tree at other stores. So just don't think that Dollar Tree is the be all end all of like great prices. Anyways, so yeah, you just take it, go back and forth until you get some kind of grip. There was a point where I was having a hard time twisting the rest in. I wasn't strong enough. So Matt told me what you do is you just get a screwdriver or like a pen or something, kind of hook it around your hook, and then use that to twist the hooks into place, and then you don't hurt your hand that way. And it worked. I was able to twist it. He kind of got it in for me, and then I just finished it all up, and it was way easier toward the end than just using my hand. Initially, my hand was fine doing it, but then, like I said, I just wasn't strong enough to get the rest of it completely in. If you have power tools, of course, drill a hole and then just put the screw through, twist it around. Now to hang all this on the wall, I'm going to be using these metal brackets from Dollar Tree. Now there are only 2 holes in the bracket to nail this to the wall. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to close off the bottom of this bracket where there's kind of like another little hook, and you close it off so that the rod can sit inside of there without falling out on you. And you have to nail this one to the wall. You cannot use command strips and put heavy mugs on there and not expect it to fall down. If you're not putting anything heavy, you can use command strips. So I just put my brackets on the wall with some nails. I add the shelves and then the rod, and then I just decorate it and add my mugs. Now I made a shelf before, like I said, and that was hanging up using command strips that had lightweight mugs on it. The Ray Dunn mugs I'm using in this shelf are much heavier than the ones I had hanging off of the other shelf, and I had lightweight stuff on that shelf that I made previously. So be aware of the weight. If you're going to be using anything heavy, you do not want to put those brackets up using command strips. But if you're going to have something like a wreath, a very lightweight mug, a couple of them, a very lightweight tin with some flowers, it's okay to use command strips. But if you're going to be, again, using something heavy, especially a rod with multiple mugs on it, you need to nail the brackets to the wall. That's it for this Dollar Tree shelf. I only used 6 products from Dollar Tree, and if you add the hooks that I used or in the paint, it still comes under $10. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Last year I think I did really well bringing new items that I haven't seen done before using Dollar Tree products that are much bigger and like furniture pieces, take up more space in just a tiny little picture. So if you guys enjoy these type of tutorials, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.